Mr. Jaitley, also the question at this point is that Sonia Gandhi has met with senior Muslim leaders like Bukhari, and she's made this a fight of secularism, that the secular vote should not be divided. Do you think the minority card that the Congress is now playing is something that could affect the chances of the BJP?
I think it's an act of desperation. I have no difficulty in anybody going to people of all segments and asking for their votes. But to indirectly impute that the majority vote in India is not a secular vote, that's the impression I get when I read the news item about this meeting. I think this is a kind of politics which could best be avoided.
As we come close to the elections, everybody is worried about the last mile. The BJP is talking of a target of 200, 220, 230. Every day the target seems to shift. But if there is a last mile issue, there are chief ministers like Jayalalitha, former chief minister like Mayawati, or even Mamta Banerjee, who have completely ruled out any truck with the BJP. If the BJP is stuck in that corner of the last mile, what are your options?
I think a situation like that will not arise. The kind of alliances which are still taking place, I think comfortably take us to a 272 plus kind of a situation. Secondly, besides the 272 plus kind of a situation, there are a large number of political parties which occupy the non-Congress space within their states. And these political parties are always willing to have truck with the BJP. They've had it in the past. I'm sure they'll have it in the future. Now, once their own options of any alternative combination don't become realistic, I don't see much of a problem in BJP getting allies even after the elections. Who these will be, I don't think it's proper to name them, but by implication, I think we can assume who they are.
By implication, we can assume who they are. So, are you saying that back channels are working with leaders like Jayalalitha, like Naveen Patnaik, like Mamta Banerjee for the BJP at this stage?
Well, even if there were back channels, they'll cease to work the moment I confirm it to you.
Is there some sort of an understanding between the BJP that BJP and the Congress, that some places like a Sonia Gandhi bastion, you will leave, without too much of a competition to Sonia Gandhi, won't feel Uma Bharti, so that the Congress doesn't feel somebody in Varanasi?
There's no question of any such understanding. Where we are political rivals,
so
we
you
checkmate
feel
each
it's
other.
Smriti Irani against Rahul Gandhi, but nobody very high profile against Sonia Gandhi?
No, it's a question of thinking what the best for the party under the circumstances would be. Uma Bharti is already contesting Jhansi. She's a very formidable candidate in Jhansi, and therefore we left it at that.
And as far as Amrinder Singh is concerned, it's become a very personal battle between you two.
Well, I always have avoided personal comments or personal attacks. But he has a particular style, and I must say that I am a little disappointed with that style. That's my only disappointment here, that he must personalize and the use of vocabulary, the use of impolite expression, that comes a lot to him. I am going to maintain my own dignity and not join issue in that kind of a style with him.
He's called you an outsider. Do you really respond to that charge by saying that you've said that talk about Sonia Gandhi?
I have more Amritsari blood in me. A man from Patiala is an outsider to Maja, not a person who has ancestral roots in Amritsar itself. But that apart, he put a question: you are a fake pseudo Punjabi. You don't belong to the, okay, even if you are a Punjabi, you don't belong to the state. So I put a question to him: to which state does Mrs. Sonia Gandhi belong? I was not referring to her. Now, can somebody reasonably suggest Mr. Narendra Modi or Mr. Kejriwal are outsiders to Varanasi? Now, you can't take a debate to that level.
He's also questioned your, entire support to the Akali Dal, when the Akali Dal is actually supporting the Blue Star Memorial here. That's an issue that is extremely sentimental as far as Punjab is concerned.
You see, I'll tell you, Akali Dal is critical of Operation Blue Star. There are many people who are legitimately critical of Operation Blue Star. There is a distinction between opposing terrorism I have been most vocal in opposing terrorism of all forms in this country. I have made more speeches against terrorism, insurgency than anybody else in Parliament in the last 10 years. But at the same time, I may disagree with a particular action of the central government. Now, he wants to divert the issue from the failure of the Congress government at the centre. The issue is this is an election for the Lok Sabha. What is his stand on these corruption cases which have taken place? What is his stand on his own charge sheet in a corruption case against Amrinder Singh? What is his own stand on a failed economic management of Dr. Manmohan Singh of Chidambaram? He doesn't want to speak on any of these issues, so he will rake up some issue from history and try and make that a center stage issue. Why should I join issue with him on this when he tries to divert the agenda?
But are you opposed to the Blue Star Memorial or are you supportive?
No, anything, if somebody wants to criticize Blue Star, he has a right to do so. But if somebody wants to eulogize terrorist or terrorism, I'll be the first one to be against it.
So the Akali Dal is doing that by
I don't think Akali Dal, if you subtly see the Akali Dal stand, they haven't said anything which could be sympathetic to the terrorists.
Mr. Jaitley, Mr. Chidambaram recently made a very pointed comment that the kind of economic agenda that the BJP brings to the table is an economic agenda that actually promotes crony capitalism.
You see, from failed economics, he's graduated into failed politics. So he decided to opt out. Now on the fag end of his departure, he accuses the BJP. Was the coal block allocation not crony capitalism? You had congressmen as name lenders and rentiers, getting businessmen to be associated with them and cornering most of the coal block allocations, causing such a mammoth loss to the country. The power sector in India has suffered because of that crony capitalism. Was 2G not crony capitalism? That you pick up a certain group of industrialists and then throw away the spectrum to them at almost no cost? And then your bureaucrats, your ministers and those businessmen have all to be sent to jail. Now these are cases of crony capitalism. And if India has seen crony capitalism at its worst, it is during Dr. Manmohan Singh's tenure as Prime Minister and Mr. Chidambaram's tenure as Finance Minister.
Thank you very much for joining us on The Real Politik, Mr. Jaitley, and wish you all the very best for your own elections in Amritsar. That was Mr. Arun Jaitley getting ready for his first contest as far as the Lok Sabha elections is concerned, and he seems to be confident that the BJP will hit the end mark with a substantial number. It's time to hit the campaign trail. It's a tough fight in the holy city of Amritsar as Arun Jaitley goes ward to ward campaigning during what is his first Lok Sabha challenge. The holy city of Amritsar gears up for a high-profile battle. All eyes are on it because it will have an impact not only on politics in Amritsar but also in New Delhi. Whichever way you look at it, it is a battle royale here at the holy city of Amritsar between the Congress's Maharaja Captain Amrinder Singh and the BJP bigwig Arun Jaitley. Whose fight is it going to be? We'll know on the 30th of April or at least on the 16th of May when the votes are counted. That's all we have for you this weekend on The Real Politik. The real politics behind the scenes next weekend on The Real Politik.